Hey, hi guys. In this session, I'm going to cover manual testing interview question. And this session is useful for everyone who wants to switch in manual testing. Even if the people doesn't know anything about the testing, this is useful for them also, right? So let's commence. So we will start from what is software and what is the type of software. I will explain you from the very basic. Software is collection of program that help us to perform a task, right? And there are different type of software like system software, programming software, application software. System software like operating system, right? We use Windows 7, 11, 10, right? Different kind of Windows we have, that is also software, right? System software. For MacBook we use Mac operating system, right? And for Android we use Android, right? And Linux, Unix, Ubuntu, these are the system software, right? Programming software, we can say where we write a code, right? Programming software means like Notepad plus plus, Notepad, IntelliJ, Eclipse, Visual Studio, right? These are the programming software where you can write a code where you can edit the code, right? That is called programming software. Now we have application software. Application means any of the application which you can run on the server on the internet, right? Like suppose we have Facebook, Instagram, W3 School, or anything, any software which you can open in internet, like Google.com is also application, Gmail.com, right? And suppose we open java.com, right? This is also application, any application, right? So these are the application software, right? Now we are going to understand what is software testing. Software testing is a part of software development process. We are saying because after development only we can start software testing. Software testing is an activity to detect and identify the defect in the application or software. So our main job is to identify more and more defect in the application so that we can deliver the project with high quality, right? So once you find out more and more defect, we can deliver with 100% quality. Once we will deliver with 100% quality, our customer, our business owner, they will get happy and we will get more and more work, right? We need to identify each and every defect, whether it could be a small or major. Main objective of the testing is to release quality product to the client. There are two type of software testing. One is functional, another one is non-functional testing. There are different type of functional testing and different type of non-functional testing. So these two types we will understand in upcoming session. As of now, you just need to understand what is software testing and what all types. Let's understand what is difference between error, bug, defect and failure. Sometimes we confuse, right? What is error, bug, defect and failure? Now, what is error? Error means human mistake. It is a human mistake. Human mistake could be anything like typo error, maybe some spelling mistake, or while typing a code, while writing a code, maybe developer has entered something which is not required, like special character, numeric, right? It could be anything or typo, right? Which is called error or human mistake. Now you don't need to confuse between bug and defect. Both are same. Bug and defect both are same. When doesn't meet the customer requirement after validating actual and expected result. We get the requirement from BA, right? From business, that is called expected result. Actual result, when developer has done the coding, they have done the development, and after development they will provide you for testing, that is called actual result. What we do, we validate actual result which we received from developer with expected result, right? If anything is missing, right, whether it could be a small mistake or major, right, that is called defect. We will understand later this priority and severity. Defect has some different priority and severity. Priority like minor, major, critical, blocker, we will understand later. As of now, you just understand what is the difference between error, bug, defect, and failure. Now, what is failure? Failure means when customer found any defect after delivery the project. Suppose we have done all level of testing. We perform different level of testing like CT testing. CT means component testing. CIT testing, which is component integration testing. SIT testing, which is system integration testing, and then we do UAT testing, which is called user acceptance testing. Suppose you have done all level of testing, right? Some companies people call QA, staging, and production. Suppose you have done all three level of testing and you didn't find out that defect, right? You missed that defect, particular any defect or two defect, three defect, or whatever the defect, you have missed it, and you have delivered the project to customer, and customer has done the testing from their side and they found any defect, which is called failure. Means any of the defect which is missed from you and found from customer side, that is called failure. I hope you understood now the difference between error, bug, defect, and failure. Why software has a bug? There are several reasons. One is miscommunication and no communication. What does it mean by miscommunication and no communication? Miscommunication means, see, when we get the requirement right, BA means business analyst will set up one call with developer and tester and they will explain the requirement. Sometimes developer has some different understanding, tester has some different understanding. Developer has developed the code as per their understanding, while testing, maybe tester testing and they have some different understanding, but maybe tester is thinking, oh okay, developer has done the development, they might have done correctly, right? Tester is not reaching out to developer or BA, that is called no communication, right? Maybe tester has some different understanding. They contacted to developer and developer make them understand tester, and tester get satisfied, right? Tester get agreed with developer understanding, right? Which is wrong. That is called understanding, we can say, or miscommunication, because you are not reaching out to your BA. If you have any doubt, any misunderstanding, if you're thinking your understanding is not matching with your developer, then you should reach out to your BA, business analyst. Or even if you have any small doubt, then you should reach out to your BA so that it doesn't occur any defect, right? If you have any misunderstanding, if you don't have clear understanding, then there is a chance to produce a defect. Another point is software complexity. Maybe your software is more complex, while developer has uh, missed something, right? While testing, you might have missed something, right? Because of complexity. So there is a chance to produce a defect. Programming error. Maybe developer has written some wrong logic, or maybe that logic is not correct, or maybe they have some typo error, or it could be anything, that is called programming error. Changing requirement. Suppose you get the requirement from BA and you have started writing test cases scenarios, and developer has started writing a code, right? And in between you get some another requirement or some other changes, right? Some modification in your requirement. So if you are getting frequent change in your requirement, then there is a chance to produce a defect. Lack of skill tester means, if you are if you are a tester, suppose, and you are fresher and you don't know what level of testing you need to perform, how testing has to perform, right? If you don't know, if you have a lack of skill, then there is a chance to produce a defect. So these are the points. Because of these points, defect reproduce. What is SDLC? Software Development Lifecycle. What it is? It is a process to develop the project which includes requirement phase, analysis phase, design phase, development phase, testing phase, and maintenance phase, right? So these are the SDLC process which include these phases. Requirement phase, where customer has some requirement. Analysis phase, where designer will analyze the requirement, right? Whether can we develop or not, right? Once analysis has done, then designer will start designing the requirement, right? Once design phase has completed, BA will explain the requirement to developer and tester. Then developer will start developing a code, and tester at the same time, tester also will do the analysis of the requirement, and they will start writing a test cases, which is called scenarios. And once testing has done, we will deliver to the customer, we will deliver the project to the customer. And after delivering, if customer required any maintenance or anything, like if any defect they found or anything they wants to modify, that is comes under maintenance phase. If you want, I can give you one example. Suppose you have 1,000 square feet plot, right? And you want to build a 2 bhk house, 2 bhk home, right? That is called requirement. You have a requirement to build a 2 bhk house, and you have 1,000 square feet plot, right? That is your requirement. Now designer will do the analysis whether can be built 2 bhk house in 1,000 square feet. If as per the designer they can do, then it means analysis part has completed. After that, designer will start designing a house, right? They will start designing like how where they can fit two rooms, where they can fit uh, washroom, hall, lobby, right? Balcony, each and everything. They will start doing a designing. Once designing phase has completed, then developer will come into the picture and they will start developing a house, means 2 BHK house. Once development has completed, once your 2 BHK house has built, some tester will be there and they will test whether it has built as per the requirement, as per the customer requirement or not. So once testing has done, after that it comes under maintenance if anything customer need, right? If customer need anything needs to modify, then comes under maintenance. This is how we implement in the project also, same way, right? Now I hope you understood what is SDLC process. There are some models, SDLC models like waterfall models, spiral models, B model. These are the models which comes under SDLC process. So very rare companies are using waterfall model. I never heard any companies are using spiral model or V model. I will explain you only those model which interviewer ask and which is going to use in your company in your work, right? So very rare companies are using this waterfall model. Waterfall model means once you completed the phase, once you completed the component, then you cannot go back and modify, right? You can understand with the name of waterfall, right? Water is falling down, right? But it's very difficult to go bottom to up, right? I have written here waterfall model is a sequential model that divides software development into predefined phase. Each phase must be completed before the next. Once you have completed one phase, and you have moved into the next phase, you cannot go back into the first phase and you cannot modify anything. That is called waterfall model. Currently, companies are working on agile methodology. They are not using any models. They are not using any spiral model, B model, and waterfall model. Very rare companies, like you can say 1% companies are using this waterfall model. Otherwise, companies are moved into different model like agile methodology. Currently, companies are using PDLC, like different new technology came and they are working into that. But you should have a knowledge. Now we understood what is waterfall model. Now we'll understand what is STLC, means software testing life cycle. Testing life cycle, it is a process of software testing which includes requirement analysis, or you can say design phase, where we are going to understand the requirement. In requirement phase, we understand the requirement. We prepare the traceability matrix. Traceability matrix means you are going to prepare a document where it contains requirement, means your test cases, positive and negative test cases, and your defect and all, everything, and data, everything it contains this traceability matrix. And test planning phase, where you are going to plan a test, how you are going to test all those scenarios. And test cases design means once you understand the requirement, you will start writing a test scenarios means you are going to write a positive and negative scenarios. We cover each and everything, positive and negative both. Document test cases, after creating a test scenarios, you will document somewhere, like you are creating a somewhere like Jira ticket you are creating, you are maintaining there maybe, or it may be some different way to maintain, to document the test case. Collect test data. So before starting testing, we collect the test data. We create a test data, right? And then review test cases. Once your scenario writing has done, once your data creation is done, we review test cases with your test lead, with your BA, business analyst, right? As per BA or your test lead, if your test cases is correct, then they will give you approval. If as per their understanding, you need to modify, like you need to add some more scenarios, or you need to modify your current scenarios, then they will give you the feedback, right? As per the feedback, you need to modify. And once you get the approval from them, then your review part is done. Then you will have to set up an environment setup, like you are going to test on QA, staging, and prod. So you will have to set up an environment as well, so that you can deploy your code, your developer's code you can deploy, and then you can test in their environment. Test execution, once your environment setup is done, then you can do the execution. So you will have to upload your test cases in a Jira ticket. You will have to create a test execution ticket where you can upload your all the test cases. And once your environment and everything is ready, then you can start perform your execution, and you can mark fail and pass as per your requirement or validation. Once test execution is completed, then you will have to create one TCM. Some people are called TCM, some people call TCR. TCR means test closure report, right? And once you create a TCR means where you are going to attach each and every evidence, everything. And after attaching everything, you will have to take a approval from everyone, like your test lead, your development lead, your BA, your uh, PO, project manager, PM. You need to take approval from everyone, right? Once you get the approval from everyone, that means your testing has completed, right? Now you can deliver the project. This is called SDLC. What is difference between verification and validation? Verification, checking and following those developers are developing the correct product or not. How we can validate? Sometimes what we do, developer are developing their code and we do all local setup, and while development we do the testing also parallelly, so that we can identify the defect in early stage, which is called verification. Validation means whether software is working to the requirement or not. We validate actual and expected result. Validation we can perform our post development, like once development has done, everything has done from development side, you received for testing, then you will start validating your actual result with expected result means requirement. That is called validation. Now what is static testing and dynamic testing? Static testing means pre-testing, where we do the assessment of document. See, when you received the requirement, right, we start doing assessment, we start understanding the requirement. That is called static testing, pre-testing. Dynamic testing, we perform dynamic testing post-development the code. Like once your development has done, right, we perform end-to-end testing. Like once your CT testing has completed, you will do some system testing. System testing means you can say staging testing, or you can say CIT testing, means system integration testing, or you can say, or it contains UAT testing as well, user acceptance testing. Kind of, you can say your component testing has completed. Earlier, dynamic testing contains only integration testing. Like after integration, whatever the testing you perform, like UAT testing, system integration testing, that is called dynamic testing. Like post development, when you are performing your system integration testing, UAT testing, that is called dynamic testing. That's all for this session. Now remaining things we will cover in next session. If you have any doubt, you can comment, you can ask in the comment. I will try to make you understand. Thank you so much for watching this video.